Hello everyone, welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. I am Arpita Sharma, your educator, and today we are going to analyze the Hindu newspaper for 17th and 18th July 2020. आज हम 17th and 18th July 2020 का the Hindu newspaper analyze करने वाले हैं, and also the class notes and resources will be updated on the Telegram channel Simplifying UPSC with Ease. Telegram channel पे आपको class के notes resources मिल जाएंगे. सिंप्लीफाइंग यूपीएससी विद ईज टेलीग्राम चैनल का नाम है. नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में उसका लिंक भी दिया हुआ है. द क्लास इज इन बाइलिंगुअल, दैट मीन्स both Hindi and English language will be used to explain the topics in the class. Also, we are going to solve 3 prelims based questions in the class. Class के दौरान during the class हम 3 prelims based questions भी solve करने जा रहे हैं. Okay? Before starting the class, here is a very small announcement for all of you. आप सभी के लिए एक छोटी सी announcement है. On Unacademy Plus, you can use your code Sharma20 to get 10% discount. 10% discount easily आपको मिल सकता है अगर आप ये कोड Sharma20 यूज करते हैं तो, ठीक है. Now let's start with question number 1. Question number 1 से शुरू करते हैं. Over here you can see which among the following is or are included in the basic structure doctrine of the Constitution of India? Independence of the judiciary, parliamentary system of government, principle of free and fair elections. When you study Indian polity, M. Lakshmikant, you will study the doctrine of basic structure, right? Basic structure doctrine of Indian Constitution. So in that chapter you will study about the structure on which the Constitution of India is based on. So you have to answer the question accordingly in the comment section. जल्दी से answer करो. You have only 5 seconds time to answer. Correct answer to this question is question का है D. D is the correct answer in this question. So when we talk about the basic structure doctrine of Indian Constitution, it is based on the 3 pillars. ये 3 pillars पे based है. First is known as the independence of judiciary. Judiciary की independence, that means executive or legislature cannot interfere in the working of the judiciary. Then second is parliamentary system of government. Third is free and fair elections. These are the 3, you can say, pillars on which the constitution is standing. हमारा constitution जिन 3 pillars पे खड़ा हुआ है वो यही है, ठीक है. Answer is all of the above is correct. So the basic structure doctrine, it has been interpreted to include supremacy of constitution, rule of law, independence of judiciary, doctrine of separation of powers, federalism, secularism, sovereign democratic republic, parliamentary system of government, free and fair election, etc. And why this question is in news? ये question जरूरी क्यों है? Because the 47th anniversary of Keshavananda Bharati case, which pronounced the basic structure of doctrine, was held recently. That is why it's in news. कौन से केस में, कौन से सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजमेंट में ये बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर डॉक्ट्रिन ऐड किया गया था? That is केशवानंदा भारती केस. Okay. Now let's start with the first important editorial. पहले important editorial से शुरू करते हैं. The editorial is Iran ties need quiet diplomacy. So here in this editorial, the background, let us understand the background. First of all, Iran और India के relations का background समझ लेते हैं. Between Iran and India, we should understand first the background. Iran's Jabar port is the only, write it, underline it. This is important for prelims. It is the only deep sea port and India's gateway to Central Asia. Right? ईरान का जो आप यहाँ पर चाबार पोर्ट देख रहे हो ना, everybody can see it over here. This is the Chabar port, right? So this is the only deep sea water port, and also it is deep sea port, and also it is India's gateway to Central Asia. भारत को अगर सेंट्रल एशिया में जाना है तो इस रास्ते से होकर ही उसको एंट्री यहाँ पर मिल सकती है, right? And the port was inaugurated in 2017. It not only sidestepped Pakistan but also counterbalanced Chinese-controlled Gwadar port. Now, if you will see in the map clearly, here we have Gwadar port, which is controlled by China. It is in Pakistan, right? And here, if we are participating in investing in this Chabar port, right, we can directly enter into Afghanistan and Central Asia without asking for permission from Pakistan. हमारे पास दो तरीके हैं सेंट्रल एशिया में जाने के. We have two ways of entering into Central Asia. First is through Pakistan, but we all know the relation between India and Pakistan and increasing influence of China over Pakistan. So the second way is without asking for permission from Pakistan or China, that is through Jabar port. राइट, ईरान से होते हुए हम अफगानिस्तान में एंटर कर सकते हैं, फिर यहाँ किसी के आगे झुकने की जरूरत नहीं है. सो इंडिया हैड एन एम्बिशियस प्लान which was offload shipments in Chahabar and load them on trucks and trains, send them to Zahedan in Iran, go further to Zarang in Afghanistan and take the goods to the Central Asian republics. So we are going to offload our goods over here, then through the road route we can transfer the goods. ये है Zahedan आपका in Afghanistan, right? This is Zaranj, right? Sorry, in Iran. This is in Iran. And this is Zaranj is in Afghanistan. So you have to remember the positions for prelims. Positions को prelims के लिए याद रखना, ठीक है? So for this plan to be successful, ये जो हमारा plan है, this is India's plan, ये भारत का plan है. To make it successful, India needed to develop better connectivity to the port. That means enter the Chahabar-Zahedan railway line, connecting the port to Zahedan. The project was part of trilateral agreement between India, Afghanistan and Iran, and India's plans to build an alternate trade route to Afghanistan and Central Asia. Now, Indian government-owned IRCON was given the responsibility to finance this project. अब अगर हमें रेलवे लाइन नहीं बिछाएंगे तो हम इसको कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे, चाहबार को जाहेदान से और फिर जाहेदान को फाइनली ज़रान से हम कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे अगर ये रेलवे लाइन नहीं बिछी. सो फॉर दैट टास्क इरकॉन को ये जिम्मेदारी दी गई कि ये फाइनेंस करे इस प्रोजेक्ट को. द फंडिंग ऑफ दिस प्रोजेक्ट विल बी अराउंड $1.6 billion. Right. So India's involvement in the Chahabar-Zahedan railway project in Iran may have run into trouble. This is the editorial. ये editorial का context है कि इंडिया जो साथ दे रही है ना Chahabar-Zahedan railway project में ईरान का, हो सकता है उसमें थोड़ी सी मुश्किलें आ जाएं. Iran has decided, over here you can understand, Iran has decided to go it alone on that rail line from Chahabar port to Zahedan, the project that was slated to be carried out with Indian help. जिस प्रोजेक्ट को इंडियन हेल्प से हम कैरी आउट करने जा रहे थे, ईरान इज सेइंग दैट वी विल कैरी दिस प्रोजेक्ट आउट अलोन. हम अकेले ही इस प्रोजेक्ट को कैरी आउट करेंगे. व्हाट इज द रीजन फॉर द कैंसिलेशन ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट विद इंडिया? इंडिया के साथ किस वजह से हमने ये कैंसिल किया है ईरान ने? ईरान सेड दैट इंडिया वाज डिलेइंग फंडिंग एंड अदर एसोसिएटेड एस्पेक्ट्स. सो फर्स्ट रीजन इज डिले इन गिविंग द फंड्स. इंडिया फंड्स देने में थोड़ा डिले दिखा रही थी. सेकेंड इज द प्रोजेक्ट वॉज बीइंग स्टॉल्ड, दैट मीन्स इट वॉज बीइंग स्टॉप्ड बिकॉज ऑफ यूएस सैंक्शंस टू ईरान. इंडिया वॉज गिवन अ वेवर फ्रॉम यूएस सैंक्शंस टू कंटिन्यू कोऑपरेशन इन चाहबार because India was contributing to Afghan's development. But despite the waiver, the project has suffered delays because of the time taken by US Treasury to actually clear the import of heavy equipment such as rail-mounted gantry cranes, mobile harbor cranes, etc. So basically, second important reason is US. US क्या कर रहा है? वैसे तो US ने बोल दिया है कि ईरान पे हम जो भी सैंक्शंस लगाएंगे, इंडिया पे वो सैंक्शंस नहीं लगेंगे, ठीक है, क्योंकि इंडिया अफगानिस्तान को डेवलप करने में हेल्प कर रहा है यूएस की. बट यूएस इसको इनफॉर्मली अनाउंस तो कर दिया, फॉर्मली अभी काम नहीं हुआ है इसके ऊपर, इस ऑर्डर के ऊपर फॉर्मली कोई एक्शन नहीं लिया गया है, जिस वजह से हमारे प्रोजेक्ट में डिलेज हो रहे हैं. Thus, finding suppliers and partners continue to remain a challenge as banks were also reluctant to provide loans. Why? Because Iran is under the radar of US. Basically, US इस पे बार बार sanctions impose कर देता है, right? तो इस वजह से banks भी fund देने में आनाकानी कर रही हैं. So, India's dilemma also stems from the fact that strong support from US is essential when it is locked in a border standoff with China. राइट. अब मान लो कि हम यूएस की बात ना सुनकर यूएस को साइडलाइन करके ईरान की हेल्प करने पहुंच जाते हैं, तो इससे क्या होगा, आगे फ्यूचर में यूएस का सपोर्ट खो देंगे. सो बेसिकली वी आर इन द टर्मोइल राइट नाउ वेदर टू लूज द सपोर्ट ऑफ यूएस और टू लूज द फ्रेंडशिप ऑफ ईरान, राइट. तो ये हमारा इसमें एडिटोरियल में समझाया गया. दिस पॉइंट हैज बीन clarified in the editorial. Now the project is expected to complete in less than 2 years by March 2022 as the Iranian Railways is going to work without Indian help. The cost of project is estimated to around $400 million. इसका estimated cost ये है from the Iranian National Development Fund. Now what will be the impact of this step into India? इंडिया के ऊपर क्या impact होगा? Obviously diplomatic relations will break off. इसमें क्या होगा? It will be a diplomatic loss to India. It's a sign of Iran losing confidence in India. Basically Iran हमारी मदद नहीं ले रहा प्रोजेक्ट आगे बढ़ाने में. इसका मतलब है ईरान ट्रस्ट नहीं करता. Iran thinks that we are going to side up with US. Development of the port and link overland through Iran to the Afghan border was supposed to be India's answer to Pakistan's denial of trading route. It now seems like a big roadblock in India's strategic ambitions in Central Asia. If this continues, अगर ये टर्मोइल बढ़ता चला गया तो क्या होगा? हमारा जो एम्बिशियस प्लान है कि हम सेंट्रल एशिया को हर एरिया से रीच आउट करेंगे वो बीच में अटक जाएगा, राइट? चाइना स्ट्रैटेजिक पार्टनरशिप डील. Beijing is set to gain from this Chahabad development. Development comes at a time when China is finalizing $400 billion deal with Iran. So basically इसका फायदा उठाते हुए China is trying to use this opportunity in its favor. ये फायदा उठाकर चाइना अपने रिलेशंस ईरान के साथ क्लोज बना रही है, right? And it knows that India and Iran are right now the relations are shaky, right? So China is using this opportunity to its utmost advantage. China will also invest $120 billion into Iran's transport and manufacturing infrastructure. Beijing is also concluding security and military partnership with Tehran. It will be a joint training and exercise partnership. And initial reports in Iran have suggested China will deploy 5,000 security personnel to protect its projects in Iran. Some of the reports they suggest Kish Island in the Persian Gulf, which is located at the mouth of Strait of Hormuz, may be sold to China. कुछ लोग ऐसा बोल रहे हैं. It is not a final news, but yes, some research report says that Iran is going to sell off Kish Island to China, right? But however, Iranian officials have denied. So far, उन्होंने अभी deny किया हुआ है. And we all know this is very important for prelims. Iran is already a signatory of China's BRI initiative as well, right? So right now situation is very shaky. बहुत ज़्यादा shaky है situation इस वक्त. University examination guidelines that score low. According to an official statement from UGC, final year university exam may be postponed until the end of September 2020, but must be conducted in either online or offline mode. वो students जो कि appear नहीं कर पाएंगे exams के लिए, right? उनको opportunity दी जाएगी कि बाद में जब exam conduct होंगे आप तब बैठ सकते हो. Home Ministry has also given its approval for the conduct of examination in a letter to the Ministry of Human Resource Development. And they have said that later on, when we are planning to conduct the exam in September, it is compulsory to conduct them. अब compulsory हो गया कि final term के exams जो होंगे, the final term exams will be compulsorily conducted as per UGC guidelines. So why was this decision taken by UGC in this current scenario of pandemic? There had been a vociferous demand from a section of students and parents to cancel the examination because of COVID-19, right? At least 7 state governments have already announced cancellation of exam. However, UGC decided that it was important to protect academic quality and credibility also, irrespective of the fact that the country is fighting with COVID-19 right now. उन्होंने कहा कि हमारी कंट्री में एकेडमिक क्रेडिबिलिटी मेंटेन करना, करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज को मेंटेन करना, फ्यूचर जो प्रोग्रेस है स्टूडेंट्स का, ग्लोबल प्रोग्रेस जो है उसको मॉनिटर करना काफी जरूरी है. तो अगर हम एग्जाम्स को नहीं कंडक्ट कराते हैं तो ये सारी चीजें एट स्टेक आ जाएंगी. वी कैन नॉट पुट दिस एकेडमिक क्रेडिबिलिटी एट स्टेक, राइट? सो यूजीसी एक्ट 1956 very important for prelims. UGC was fundamentally meant to be fund granting institution, as is clear from its nomenclature. But the UGC Act 1956 confer on it power of coordination and determination of standards in universities as well, and therefore it has become the regulator of higher education. Initially it was said that it's a fund granting institution, but then later on it became the regulator of higher education as well. Okay. Now, what are the criticisms which UGC and the academics area of our country is facing? First is importance should be given to cooperative federalism. First of all, 7 states are there who have cancelled the final exams, final level graduation exams. But still UGC is conducting the exam. So many state governments like Rajasthan, Haryana, Maharashtra had already cancelled exam for final year student. Now UGC guidelines say that they are going to conduct it. So there is no cooperative federalism, there is no unity. यूनिटी नहीं है, कोई स्टेट कुछ कह रहा है, यूजीसी कुछ कह रहा है. दिस क्रिएट्स फ्रेश अनसर्टेनिटी ऑफ फॉर स्टेट्स दैट हैड ऑलरेडी डिसाइडेड टू कैंसिल द एग्जाम. प्लस इट ऑल्सो पुट्स एट स्टेक द रेप्यूटेशन ऑफ द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. अगर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने कह दिया कि हम एग्जाम नहीं करेंगे और यूजीसी कहता है हमें करने हैं एग्जाम, तो क्या होगा, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की बात छोटी पड़ जाएगी, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की रेपुटेशन पे ऊपर बात आ जाएगी, अकाउंटेबिलिटी के ऊपर बात आ जाएगी, राइट. सेकंड इज द शैडो ऑफ वायरस. India has nearly 1 million cases of novel coronavirus and number of state governments are enforcing periodic lockdowns to prevent the spread of the disease. So the September 2020 deadline does not inspire much confidence. If the virus continues to spread, university exam will not be in a position to announce examination. So it will compromise and even if the exams are conducted, then it will be a great risk over the life of the students, right? Second important, the impact is, second important criticism is funding proof. Guidelines state that decision has been taken keeping in view the future of the students, the job, the higher education, etc. In normal cases, examination would have been conducted and either results announced or provisional certificates given by this time. So this would have helped the students to graduate, to confirm the admission in other institutions, other jobs. Current system does not provide any such possibility. More discrimination possible in case the infection does not subside. It would mean that the UGC either extends the deadline further or universities are forced to conduct online exams. So it will put at force the credibility, it will, you can say, question the credibility of the state government, and there will be discrimination, right? Because in latter case, UGC would have imposed a patently discriminatory policy on students, right? Clear? So in the former case, it only furthers the uncertainty, and if the UGC decides to allow universities not to conduct exam, then this entire exercise would be pointless, right? Next important news, at UN meet, Modi calls for reformed multilateralism. Prime Minister Modi was speaking at a high-level dialogue of the UN's Economic and Social Council on multilateralism after COVID-19. Question on ECOSOC can be asked in prelims. You have to remember ECOSOC, question इसके ऊपर आ सकता है prelims में, right? Nepal to explore archaeological site. Nepal's Department of Archaeology is holding cross-ministerial meetings to explore an archaeological site in Thori near the border town of Birkunj. The development comes 4 days after Prime Minister Oli said that the real birthplace of Lord Ram is located in Thori village. Right? तो basically जो नेपाल के प्राइम मिनिस्टर है उनका कहना है कि भगवान श्री राम का जो बर्थ प्लेस है वो थोरी विलेज है. Thori is known to have a cluster of ancient Hindu religious sites that draw pilgrims from different parts of Nepal. Right? So let us understand the the importance of this news for prelims. नेपाल की एम्बेसी ने कहा है कि सेफ्टी और सिक्योरिटी जो है नेपाली सिटीजन्स की जो कि यूपी में है, राइट, वो एट थ्रेट है. प्लस उन्होंने कहा है कि नेपाल जो है बहुत रिस्पेक्टेबल कंट्री है और बहुत एंशियंटली एंड कह सकते हो कल्चरली बहुत ही ज्यादा highly valued country है. Why? Because here Lord Ram was born. It is said by the Nepalese. Ram or Ramchandra is the 7th avatar of Hindu god Vishnu. His adventures, notably the slaying of the demon king Ravan, are recounted in the Vana Parva of the Mahabharata and in the Ramayana as well. Lord Ram, considered by many Hindus to be based on an historical figure, is perhaps the most virtuous hero from Hindu mythology. Along with his wife Sita, they are picture of purity and marital devotion as well. And Ayodhya, in this context, we should also understand Ayodhya. It is an ancient town regarded as one of the 7 sacred cities of Hindus. Why it is being worshipped? Because it is said that Lord Ram, it's the birthplace of Lord Ram, right? Association of Lord Ram, his father Dashrath, King Dashrath. Answer this question with reference to hydrogen fuel. Consider the following statements. Hydrogen fuel is a zero-emission fuel burned with oxygen. It can be used in fuel cells or internal combustion engines. The only byproduct or emission that results from usage of hydrogen fuel is water. Which statement is correct? You have 5 seconds time to answer the question. Correct answer to this question is, it is D. That is, all of the above statements are correct. हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल एक जीरो एमिशन फ्यूल है जिसको ऑक्सीजन के साथ बर्न किया जाता है. It is used in fuel cells or internal combustion engines. It is also used as a fuel for spacecraft propulsion. Why this is in news? Because NTPC Limited, India's largest power producer and central PSU under Ministry of Power, has invited global expression of interest to provide 10 hydrogen fuel cell. Now the next important news. India registers a steep decline in maternal mortality ratio. According to the Special Bulletin on Maternal Mortality in India, which is released by Office of Registrar Journal's Sample Registration System, India has registered steep decline in maternal mortality ratio. Maternal mortality ratio में steep decline देखने को मिला है. What is maternal mortality ratio? It is defined as number of maternal death per 1 lakh live births. It is one of the key indicators of maternal mortality, and the target 3.1 of Sustainable Development Goals set by United Nations aim to reduce the global maternal mortality ratio to less than 70% per 1 lakh live births. This is very, very important. Supreme Court to examine Kerala Act on Animal Bird Sacrifice. Supreme Court has asked Kerala to respond to an appeal against High Court decision upholding the constitutional validity of state's law which prohibits animal or bird sacrifice for propitiating a deity. Basically Kerala government ने जितने भी ऐसे एक्ट होते हैं जिसमें एनिमल्स या बर्ड की बलि चढ़ाई जाती है किसी भी देवी देवता को प्रसन्न करने के लिए, ऐसे किसी भी एक्ट को बैन कर दिया है. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला है कि आपको जवाब देना है. इसी आपके इस एक्ट के खिलाफ हाई कोर्ट में अपील दर्ज की थी, आपको उसका डिसीजन लेकर जवाब देना है. Supreme Court has also examined the constitutional validity of Kerala Animals and Bird Sacrifice Protection Act 1968. Chief Justice of India, heading a 3-judge bench, highlighted the dichotomy in animal production law that allows killing of animals for food but does not permit killing of animals for offer to a deity and then consumption. Basically, Supreme Court is saying that when the animals are killed for eating them, then that is permitted. If they are being killed for worshipping any god or goddess, why you are banning it? अगर आपको बैन ही करना है तो तब भी बैन करो, खाने से भी बैन करो. If you want to ban it from eating also, right? Clear? The killing of animals for consumption of their meat is allowed as per Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. But the law which is under challenge in the present case is Kerala Animals and Bird Sacrifice Prohibition 1968 Act, which prohibits the killing of animals for the appeasement of deities in temple. स्टेट लॉ जो होता है वो किलिंग ऑफ एनिमल्स एंड बर्ड्स को बैन करता है अगर वो बलि चढ़ाने के लिए किया जा रहा है, रिलीजियस सैक्रिफाइस के लिए किया जा रहा है. बट अगर पर्सनल कंजम्पशन के लिए आप जानवर मार रहे हो तो उस पर कोई बैन नहीं है. दिस इज द क्वेश्चन विच सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज रेजिंग ऑन द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. ओके. जुडिशियल रिव्यू कैन नॉट बी डन प्रायर टू स्पीकर्स डिसीजन. Constitutional courts cannot judicially review disqualification proceedings under the 10th schedule of the Constitution until Speaker or Chairman makes a final decision on merits. Constitutional courts जितने भी हैं वो judicially review नहीं कर सकते disqualification cases को जो कि 10th schedule में maintained है या mentioned है, जब तक Speaker या Chairman final decision ना ले ले. Kihoto Holohan versus Zakelu and others judgment. This judgment is one of the most famous judgments. बहुत ही ज़्यादा famous judgment है ये दोनों, right? 28-year-old judgment of Supreme Court in Kohoto Olohan versus Zakelu and others has said that, underline this is very, very important, judicial review cannot be available at stage prior to the making of a decision by Speaker or Chairman, and a cure time action would not be permissible, nor would interference be permissible at an interlocutory stage of the proceedings. जब तक final take on the decision is of the Chairman or the Speaker. Until and unless the Chairman or Speaker does not qualify a case of disqualification, the Supreme Court cannot act. Supreme Court decision नहीं ले सकती उस केस में, right? Is India hub for drug peddling? This is regarding GS paper 3 security, internal security. Madras High Court has directed Centre to spell out whether India is being used as a hub for international drug cartels. High Court directed Centre to explain the steps it had taken so far to remove this menace of drug trafficking, drug use. It has also called for information about the involvement of international drug mafias in the crime. Right? Investigation is going on right now. Now answer this question. Pitch Black 2020 recently seen in the news is a air combat training exercise by Australia, health protection scheme by New Zealand, India-US naval exercise, gravitational waves mission by Japan. Very important and very easy question. जल्दी से आंसर करो 10 मिनट में. 10 सेकंड में आंसर करना है. फटाफट से आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन विद इन 10 seconds. Correct answer to this question is A. A is the correct answer. So it is air combat training exercise by Australia. Australia's multilateral air combat training exercise Pitch Black, it was cancelled due to COVID-19. That is why it was in news. Okay. So this was all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's class. अगर आज की क्लास आपको सच में अच्छी लगी हो तो इसको लाइक शेयर करना ना भूले और सब्सक्राइब करना तो बिल्कुल ना भूले. और सब्सक्राइब करने के बाद आप बेल आइकॉन को अगर प्रेस करेंगे तो आपको आने वाली सभी क्लासेस की फ्यूचर नोटिफिकेशन आसानी से मिल जाएगी. राइट? क्लियर? थैंक यू एवरीवन.